Joseph, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Woman says he's handsome, sweet guy, but his personality and conversation suck. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
All right, so am I doing too much in my valet? I just got back from a brunch date, and very sweet guy, handsome. He picked the place. I was a little bit late because I had a problem with my car. I showed up a little late. He was understanding of that. We got to the place. It was extremely crowded. The wait was too long. He immediately found another place, held the door open for me, pulled out my chair. Extremely accommodating, extremely sweet, extremely polite. Great, right? But then we sit down and there's no conversation. Like, there's no conversation. And the reason why this upset me is because I would have understood if beforehand we were chatting it up through text message and we left very little for the date. But when I tell you he started off strong with the text messages of asking me questions about myself, and then it trailed off over the course of like a week and a half, I'm thinking like, all right, let's leave some of the suspense for the date, right? And he was busy with work and I was busy with work. We both had a lot going on. So it was understandable that we didn't talk frequently throughout the week. But then we get to the date and it's just like, so now I'm pulling out my conversation starters. Like, oh, so like, do you like your job? How long have you been there? Like, if you could choose any other occupation right now that you didn't have to apply for, you could just start tomorrow, what would it be? Like, I'm pulling out the topics, sis. Like, I'm on it. And then I'm getting answers to my questions, and he's like, no trips. Oh, no, I don't really have New Year's resolutions. I'm just going to see what happens. What about me? Did it ever occur to you to be like, I like my job. Do you like yours? How about you, Imani? Do you have any trips you would like to go? It's like, I get the boys that don't have a care in the world about my feelings, but the conversation be flowing. Granted, it be flowing full of lies, like a lie river, but they be flowing. And then I get a nice guy, good-looking guy, polite, sweet, took initiative to plan the date, and you won't talk to me. Like, what? So now I feel guilty. And I'm like, okay, I guess we could go out on a second date. But now I'm like, is that worse? Is it worse? Because, they say nice guys finish last. And I'm not trying to take a nice guy and make him feel like, oh, well, I can't in. He didn't even try to make a move. Like, he was 100% respectable. But it's like, bro, we didn't have shit to talk about the first date. Talking about on the second date. I don't want to be nitpicky, but I would like to date somebody that I could have a conversation with at some point. I mean, we talked about the scrambled eggs that we had. They were good. But then after we talk about the red peppers and the green peppers and the price of eggs, talking about. And it would be one thing if I thought that he wasn't interested in me, and maybe that was the reason why he wasn't really talking like that. But then at the end of the day, he was just like, oh, have you ever heard of this other spot? And I'm like, nah. He's like, you would really like that. I think we should go there next. So you're clearly planning on seeing me again. But for what? Because you didn't talk to me today. You going to talk to me then? Like, I don't understand what we're doing here.
Yeah, man, this is really interesting. So there's two ways I'd approach this situation. First off, there's advice I would give the man. He obviously needs help with his conversation skills, right? Man lacks in game and knowing how to raise a woman's interest with the conversation, right? Mouthpiece. He needs help. That's number one. And then there's the fact that she literally said, I have much more fun with the F-boys because they're lying to me, but at least it's fun. That's a problem too. Because at some point, if you do want a healthy relationship, because you can't just, you could date F-boys your whole life. But I think a lot of women are exactly where this chick is you're older and you might have to pick the guy who's going to give you a stable, boring life, right? Like not ideal. Now, if I was talking to this guy, I would say, hey man, you need to work on your conversation skills and you need to work on that as a man. Yes, you can work on that. You can improve that. You can get better with that and learn how to talk to women. That's advice I'll give the guy, and that would just only make him better. He can improve himself. He can get better with time and working on himself. But a woman in this situation, you're not going to get better options. F-boys are there to the end. They're there to lie. They're there to do whatever they can do to get the cheeks. You don't have to do too much work to attract that type of caliber man. Again, guys, I just thought this was interesting because a lot of these chicks, man, who complain like this, it's like, what choice do you have? At the end of the day, it seems like your choices are very clear. Do you want to settle down with the guys who were the nice guys, or do you want to go back to the F-boys and deal with them for the rest of their life? First comment here says, give him one more chance. He may be nervous and socially awkward. 500 plus likes. She responded back to that guy and says, I'm going to try, but I'm paying extra attention now. And another woman here says, you're overthinking too much. The whole point of dating is to get to know a person over time, not in a few dates. Yeah, I mean, you can't blame women for wanting a man who understands women. All women are attracted to a man who's confident, knows how to carry himself, etc. The problem is not all women can lock that type of man down, especially not after a beautiful, gorgeous, large, firm wall. Next comment here says, don't go on a second date, baby. You don't owe that man your time. Another person here says, plan an activity for the next date. She responded to that and says, I like this idea. Another woman here says, nice. Sometimes dinner dates can be intimidating. Men do this because they feel they have to. If y'all are together, trust there's plenty of time to eat. Another comment here says, he probably used to women that just talk about themselves. Tell him, give him a chance. He might be socially awkward. Another person here says, I think that's a red flag. If he doesn't ask any questions about you on your second date, he's way too self-obsessed. I don't think that's it. Another woman here says, it honestly sounds like he might just have social issues. Maybe lack of experience. He might not know about reciprocating questions. I didn't at first. I'm sure people thought I wasn't interesting, but I was. But my lack of social skills on top of memory issues, I thought it was pointless to ask once I knew people supposed to reciprocate asking questions. That's a difficult sentence there. Maybe he'll talk more if you mention a special interest that he previously mentioned. If that doesn't get him talking, then I don't know what will. Yeah. If you're a man dealing with situations where you have a difficult time carrying a conversation with a woman, you need to learn how to improve that area of your life. The best way to start doing that for any guy out there who's especially just new to like approaching women, talking to them, is just start talking to random women and saying at least hi. You don't have to hit on them. You don't have to ask them for their number. I did this, right? I did this when I was younger. I would purposefully go around and especially like attractive women, I start out with women who were just kind of like, okay. And then I got myself used to talking to more attractive women, right? This was in my early 20s. Just say hi. Just get used to that. Tell yourself like, hey, this week I'm going to talk to 5 attractive women. And this is hard, of course, in a smaller city, but most guys who are out and about and work a job, they meet like 3 or 5 women who they think are attractive. Just say, hey, how are you doing? Good. Sounds like, okay, have a good day. Boom. Get used to doing that. You're not going to see that woman again in most cases. They're a stranger. You just say hi. You'll build confidence over time. Just a tip. Guys, listen, as always, curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.